Now, we've been reporting for some time now that global shipping is severely disrupted by Houthi attacks on ships heading to the Suez Canal.
For more than 100 years, the Panama Canal has been like a super-fast highway for boats, helping them zip from one ocean to another. But guess what? The United States just hit the brakes and closed it down. And now Mexico is saying, "We've got this," and is building something huge. It's called the Interoceanic Corridor of the Isthmus of Tehuantepec, and it's a giant project that might just outshine the Panama Canal. They're spending a whopping $4.5 billion on it. So what's the big deal with this new kid on the block, and how will it change the way ships sail around the world? In today's episode, we're going to jump right into Mexico's daring plan and see how it stacks up against the Panama Canal. The Panama Canal had a profound impact on global trade and transportation. This waterway, which spans 65 kilometers across the Isthmus of Panama, serves as a bridge between the Atlantic and Pacific Oceans. Before its completion in 1914, ships had to endure a perilous and lengthy journey around South America's southern tip, the Strait of Magellan, to travel between these two bodies of water. This route was fraught with storms and treacherous currents, making it a risky endeavor for any vessel. The construction of the Panama Canal was an ambitious project initiated by the United States in 1902. The goal was to create a shortcut that would significantly reduce travel time and distance for maritime trade. The canal's completion meant that ships could now traverse from ocean to ocean in less than a day, cutting the journey by an impressive 12,000 kilometers. This not only made shipping safer, but also more efficient, saving weeks of travel time. Building the canal was a colossal undertaking. Workers had to excavate over 200 million cubic meters of earth using dynamite and steam-powered shovels. To put this into perspective, if this excavated material were stacked up, it would be twice the height of the Empire State Building. The construction process was grueling, with laborers enduring extreme heat, often working in temperatures exceeding 40 degrees Celsius. The human cost of the Panama Canal was significant. Nearly 6,000 workers lost their lives during its construction, succumbing to various causes such as heat stroke, rock slides, and tropical diseases. The canal's history is thus marked by the sacrifices of those who toiled to bring this monumental project to fruition. It continues to facilitate the movement of goods across the globe, playing a vital role in the economies of many nations. Mexico's 4.5B rival constructed at a staggering cost of $375 million in the early 20th century, which equates to an astounding $12 billion today, the canal represents a significant investment in shaping global trade routes. The elevation challenge posed by the varying heights of the canal's terrain was ingeniously solved by a series of locks and gates. These mechanical wonders allowed ships to ascend and descend the 30-meter difference in elevation, a feat akin to climbing a watery mountain range. Upon its completion in 1914, the canal immediately altered the course of maritime commerce. The SS Ancon's maiden voyage through the canal marked not just a milestone for the waterway, but a leap forward for international trade. In its first year, over 1,000 vessels passed through its gates, a figure that has since grown exponentially. Now, more than 10,000 ships annually navigate the canal, carrying over 500 million tons of goods. The toll for passage is not insignificant, with fees reaching up to $500,000 for the largest of ships. Yet, the savings in time and distance justify the expense, as the canal cuts weeks off voyages that would otherwise circumnavigate South America. As we look to the present year, 2024, the Panama Canal's dominance faces a new challenger, Mexico's Interoceanic Corridor. This ambitious project aims to create an alternative route through the Isthmus of Tehuantepec. The tale of the tren. Interoceanico is a remarkable chapter in the annals of transportation history. It begins with the vision of José de la Cruz Porfirio Díaz Mori, known as de la Cruz, who became the president of Mexico in 1884. His ambition was to forge a link between the Atlantic and Pacific Oceans, not through a canal, but via a railway that would traverse the breadth of Mexico from Oaxaca to Veracruz. This rail line was envisioned as a strategic alternative to the Panama Canal, offering a quicker route for the transit of goods. In 1907, 7 years prior to the Panama Canal's inauguration, the Tren Interoceanico welcomed its first cargo. It was a time of economic blossoming for Mexico as the railway played a pivotal role in international trade. The success of the Tren Interoceanico was evident in the hundreds of thousands of tons of goods it transported, bolstering Mexico's economy and its position in global commerce. However, the triumph of the Tren Interoceanico was fleeting. The opening of the Panama Canal in 1914 marked a turning point. Despite the railway's efficiency and its proximity to the United States, which saved several days compared to the canal route, the cargo volume plummeted. By 1914, traffic had decreased by 1/3, and by the following year, it had dwindled by nearly 80%. The decline of the Tren Interoceanico can be attributed to several factors. Predominantly, American shipping companies favored the Panama Canal, an American endeavor, over the Mexican railway. Also, the outbreak of the Mexican Revolution deterred international shippers, who feared for the safety of their cargo and personnel amidst the conflict. The simplicity of a direct shipping route also outweighed the logistical challenges of transferring goods to trains. The substantial reduction in traffic rendered the Tren Interoceanico unsustainable, leading to its decline. For over a century, the railway languished in neglect until the emergence of another visionary leader, López Obrador, who sought to revitalize Mexico's role in global trade. So how will this new leadership reinvigorate the Tren Interoceanico? What strategies are being implemented to restore Mexico's prominence in the international market? But do you have any idea how crucial maritime routes like the Panama and Suez canals are to global commerce? Smash that subscribe button right now and keep watching till the end to find out how these historical canals have shaped international trade. Mexico's railway plan. In 2018, Mexico started a transformative journey to reshape its transportation infrastructure with the vision of President López Obrador. The plan was to revitalize the nation's railway system, creating a new corridor that would stretch over 1,000 kilometers and link the Atlantic to the Pacific. This ambitious endeavor aimed to challenge the dominance of the Panama Canal and was fueled by an investment of approximately $4.5 billion. The project, which unfolded over several years, saw the initiation of 3 primary rail lines known as Line Z, Line FA, and Line K. By 2020, the groundwork had commenced with the clearing of old tracks and the laying of new ones. Beyond the tracks, the vision extended to the establishment of industrial parks along the railway, signaling a robust economic strategy. However, the path to progress is often met with resistance. In 2023, the government took decisive action to secure a stretch of railway from a private entity, emphasizing the critical nature of the project's success. Yet, this period was not without its challenges. The project faced opposition from various groups, including indigenous communities concerned about environmental repercussions and the displacement of local habitats. Despite these hurdles, the government remained steadfast in its pursuit. The redevelopment was projected to generate 500,000 jobs and attract up to $50 billion in international investment, potentially revolutionizing Mexico's economic landscape. By August 2023, Line Z had reached completion, and President López Obrador himself demonstrated the railway's efficiency by traveling its entire length in under 9 hours. As the year drew to a close, the railway began serving the public, offering a swift passage from coast to coast. The anticipation for the completion of the remaining lines grew, with expectations set for the end of 2024. The The project also included significant upgrades to the ports at both ends of the train lines, preparing them for the demands of international shipping. The construction of a massive breakwater at the port of Salina Cruz was a testament to the project's foresight, designed to protect against the tumultuous sea. This initiative not only symbolized Mexico's resilience, but also highlighted the global implications of climate change, as seen in the challenges faced by the Panama Canal. As Mexico strides towards the future, the Tren Interoceánico stands as an innovation and economic potential, promising to reshape the country's destiny and its role in international trade. Panama Canal crisis. In 2022, the canal saw over 14,000 vessels navigate its waters, carrying essential commodities from East Asia to the bustling markets of New York and beyond. This vital waterway, responsible for transporting over 40% of goods between Northeast Asia and the U.S. East Coast, is now under threat due to a severe rainfall deficit. Ships that traverse the canal, some stretching up to 350 meters in length, rely on the fresh water from Lake Gatun to move through the locks. The canal's operation is a delicate dance of engineering, with vessels being lifted over 26 meters above sea level as they make their passage. Each ship's transit consumes about 200 million liters of water, a precious resource that is also essential for over half of Panama's 4.3 million residents. For years, Panama's abundant rainfall ensured a steady supply of water for both the canal and its people. However, 2023 brought a stark change, with El Niño contributing to the lowest water levels in Lake Gatun in recent memory. The shortfall has reached a staggering 3 billion liters daily, pushing the Panama Canal Authority to impose stringent vessel restrictions. The canal, which typically accommodates 36 ships per day, has had to cut down its capacity to just 22, a move that underscores the severity of the situation. This reduction not only affects the transit of goods, but also highlights the broader implications of climate change and its impact on critical infrastructure. By February, the number of vessels allowed passage will be reduced to just 18 per day. This drastic reduction has significant implications for shipping, as articulated by Nitin Chopra, a marine risk consultant. The options for those dependent on the canal are stark. Endure lengthy waits, pay exorbitant fees to expedite a passage, or reroute entirely, incurring substantial delays and financial costs. The repercussions of these delays are far-reaching, potentially affecting the availability of goods for key shopping seasons and exacerbating global supply chain pressures. This situation is compounded by security concerns in other major trade routes, such as the Suez Canal, placing additional strain on international logistics. The Panama Canal Authority's forecasts align with these concerns, and further restrictions may be considered. Despite being in the midst of the rainy season, October experienced a 41% decrease in rainfall, the lowest since 1950, leading to significant water shortages. This raises critical questions about the sustainability of the canal and whether current conditions are an anomaly or indicative of broader climate change impacts. While the authority did not anticipate this crisis, experts have long cautioned about the potential effects of climate change on infrastructure like the Panama Canal, once a symbol of human ingenuity and a catalyst for economic growth. The canal now faces the realities of a changing environment. Despite these challenges, the Panama Canal Authority reported a revenue increase of 14.9% to $4,168 billion in fiscal year 2023, even with reduced cargo movement. This financial resilience is a testament to the canal's enduring importance. The authority anticipates a further 2.7% revenue increase in 2024, despite potential earnings reductions due to water shortages. A new toll plan, implemented in January 2023 and set to conclude in 2025, aims to enhance income. Tolls are projected to constitute 74.56% of revenue, with additional services contributing 23.21%. Power and water sales are expected to account for smaller portions of the revenue stream. The canal remains a crucial artery for trade between the U.S. East Coast and Asia, as well as Europe and South America. Comment down your thoughts right now. Also, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to the channel for more future content. Until then, stay safe and keep exploring.